I tried to pour that stuff.
Yo, what is good in the neighborhood, everybody? How you doing? It is me. It is Mom Dukes. It is also T in the building. One thing I got to say before I run that intro. Working Women's Wednesday? Let's get it.
Here to bring you the facts, data, and statistics up close and personal. Letting you decide if it truly is hate or debate.
Pulls off three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer! Oh my God! They know that! Are you kidding me?
What is good, everybody? How y'all doing out there? I am the host, Petey Boy, aka Pete the Geek. I am in the building with TT, aka the First Lady of Hater Debate. How you doing, TT?
I'm good. How are you this evening?
I'm also well, and I'm also in the building live with the one and only Mom Dukes. I don't know. You got to unmute your mic, Mom.
I gotta keep it on mute because I get too excited sometimes, so I keep it on mute.
It's all good. Hey, T, she had to talk to me about it.
Bumping me out. I don't want y'all to be bumping me out. You know,
Look, T, she had to tell me. She said, T, I'm gonna sit this one out. I'll get too anxious for this game and this weekends and this stuff.
Look, she ain't the only one. I'm telling you, I had a whole migraine on Sunday. I had a migraine, and
See, I saw you going through it on Facebook. I saw you going through it. I was trying to wait and not get into it too much with you because I was like, "Whoo, this is crazy." We was talking about it the last two prior games, right?
My child was laughing at me because I was in here pacing. I'm like, "Oh my good gracious!" I'm yelling at the TV. Everybody like they can't hear you. I'm like, "Shut up!" Hey,
let me get right. So before we're gonna say those final good ones for last.
Say those for last, but it's gonna be a good one. I will say this. I'm excited because it's gonna be some good games.
It definitely is. Like what is it? Texas, UConn, and UCLA at 3 losses. USC, what's their record? They had 3 losses.
30-something-3. All the other 3 teams are the ones that all games are. So it's
all of them.
Who do we want, and what do we want, and how do we get there? But we're gonna get to that because we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot to unpack this show.
Let's talk this little bit of football that we got for our fans that's been waiting to see what we're gonna say in response to the Dre Greenlaw, how they try to tell everybody that they went all in for him.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna say yes, they did that. They even flew out to his house. Though they tried to lowball him, they beat out what Denver offered him. Now,
and I think Fred went out there too, right?
Right, huh?
And Fred went out there too, right?
Yeah, and you know what I mean? And the thing that bothered me was it wasn't what they were trying to give him. It was what his dad had said. It's like, out there, you're Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
You want to go somewhere and be Michael Jordan? Now, this is what I have to say to that. Brother, Scottie Pippen is not to be disrespected in any aspect of the game because Michael Jordan wouldn't have had one without him.
Exactly.
That's first.
You needed him. You need a Scottie Pippen, a Steve Kerr. You need a number 2 and a 3 in order for you to produce as a 1.
Right. And how can you be a Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan? Y'all don't got no championships. That's a wrong comparison. Now also look, you know who he was?
Who?
He was Patrick Willis's Navarro Bowman. You think they ever went through that?
Yes.
As short as their careers were and as dynamic as they were compared to them.
The best to do it.
You know what I mean? They were compared to them.
Yeah.
And for him to do
I
that
when
and
Bowman hurt his leg messed up.
Like, I mean, we gave you time to get back. We ran somebody else out of town because they was mad knowing that this job was your job whenever you was ready to take it. We weren't willing to spend money on other players before getting you right. We even got that defensive coordinator, that defensive coach that you wanted. but you listen to your pops. I'm not mad at you.
I think that was a lot of parental, yeah. But I think, and I don't think there's a difference between going to get your money and shooting yourself in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this was one of those things where he should have listened to try. I don't think there's one of the things where he should listen to try to be the MJ. I understand wanting to be command of your own command of the locker room, be the defensive captain. I get that. You want to command,
and not even that. He wanted to be the Mike linebacker. He wanted to be what Fred is. But you're so much better at your position, going to get it.
And there's ways to do that, and I'm hoping. I mean, I would love to see it work out for him because he is a great. Don't get me wrong, the man is great at what he does. He is a force to be reckoned with on that field, and he can go somewhere and make any defensive line better, bringing with his game and what he, his energy and what he brings to the table. His being able to read the offenses and just and keeping up, especially when it comes to he's a beast at coming at them wide receivers. But
let's keep it real, T.
As a 49er fan, I'm hurt.
Look, T, let's keep it real with the hurt, and let's deal with the hurt like this. The reason that you didn't make those Pro Bowls, it wasn't Fred Warner's fault because you was playing in the shadows. It's because when those white lines came up, you didn't know how to slow yourself up. You hit people on purpose out of bounds constantly. You constantly were flagged for plays that were mental mistakes and bad points of the game. Now, we're going to bring that out because everybody wants to sweep that under the rug because we wanted to bring him back. Yes, he is a great player. Yes, he is a leader. Yes, he is an awesome hitter. Yes, he is awesome at reading those quarterbacks' eyes and those receivers' routes. Yes, he is that. But the one downfall they had outside of injury, because we hadn't even got to that yet. But his mental errors and the times that he got it wasn't on first down or something that was light. It was on 3rd and 15.
Third and 3 or third. Yeah, it was third down.
3rd and 20. It wasn't no way they could get it.
And they should have been able to take them out.
Right, but you doing that, and now you're going to a spot that's different. And shout out to Sean Payton that's out there in Denver that he's going to get the opportunity to play for. I'm not hating on their unit at all, and I'm not even gonna hate on Dre, but I'm gonna say, brother, you forgot they didn't bench you not one time for that, even when you got in the big dom for the Philadelphia Eagles face. Even though that was retaliation, you know what I mean? They let you go for everything that you went. We was all for it. We bagged you. The team didn't find you. Whatever the league did and whatever they said, that's what we went with. But outside of that, we took that for the team. We took that for the culture. We let you ride with everything that you did because we do appreciate what you did. But you got your downfalls. And without a Fred out there, we're going to see how good you are at what you're doing. I don't say that you're not a good linebacker at all. But I do say, without having Fred out there to control that energy that you have and at least talk to you at times and keep you where you need to be, it's going to be hard for you wherever you at.
Yep. Me and my lighting. This lighting is...
Oh, you good. You good. Lighting. And while we got the time, man.
Not in my face.
We'll go ahead and lighten up the mood and go ahead and give a shout out to Planet Vapor for all y'all vaping needs, man. 12 different locations. Also, shout out to Southpaw Prince. That is the sister company to Planet Vapor that does the t-shirts and will be doing they'll be sponsoring my AAU team's basketball uniforms this year, man. They're definitely doing good things in the community. Yes, they're doing great things. They got a couple of baseball teams and all of that. Yeah, they got a couple of baseball. And look, T, with this AAU thing, we'll be doing it. We'll be playing in Lexington, but days we have practice. If you want to come and check it out and, got some things, we'll let you meet the team. It's me and Boogie doing it. So, you always welcome to come on down, man. I got another female coach as well, man. Her name is Alex Green. She's been doing it with me for a while too, man.
I would love to do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
as long as we ain't got cheerleading and track, you gotta keep these kids busy.
Man, trust and believe. What I'll do is I'll find out the schedule for you, and we'll lock it in outside of those days. That way we can make that permanent.
That'll work. That will work. Will work. But yeah.
Also, shout out to
now that we got
Blind Fury Studios. Yep, Blind Fury Studios for all your recording needs, production needs, whatever the needs is for you. If you need somebody to come over there and talk that talk, he's gonna do it. Also, shout out to Corey Rockbottom Davis down there at Rock Bottom Studios. They just opened and just locked down another location as well.
Let him cook now. Let him.
Man, shout out to them for that, man. That's extra love. I've been seeing them put in the work. I got the videos and the pictures that I meant to put up for everybody to see on the show, but we will definitely do that. And now that we got everybody and all of the people that's paying the bills out of the way, T, what do you think about CP3 getting on out of here, man?
Bye.
The only time I was happy about CP3 in his career is when he was about to come to the Lakers. I can't lie. And the league got that out of here. The league let Luka go play with LeBron, but they blocked Chris Paul.
You know what?
Playing with Kobe for his third
let him go.
in a row.
Go ahead and let them go ahead and leave on your terms and just leave and call it a day. Just you know what? And just let the chips fall where they may, because I can see him going analyst, and I'm talking like following college, because I think the NBA analysts is too congested and too just gimme. Mm-hmm. I can see him doing something in the college draft. Give him a couple years off and let him just do what he's doing. And I can see him coming into the college draft, but let him go. Bye.
He retiring so he can start selling that insurance, man. State Farm got something for him right now.
Whatever they got, wherever his money is coming, go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you, man.
Go ahead and get your money, and you ain't got to beat up your body.
What would you rank him in the top 10 of point guards if he was in there? What would you put him as?
Definitely in my top 5.
Okay. I'm not mad. I would say he's in my top 9. Yeah. I would say he's in my top 9, and that's no disrespect to any of the other people that he beat out, but I can't. All of the laughter and everything, that's just personal things, but
exactly.
Honest and truthful for what he did when he was in his prime and when he was playing ball, like how he was playing ball. Remember, everybody was calling him a point guard at the time, so I'm not going to disrespect him. He definitely cracked my top 10, so I'm not mad at that at all. So since this is the Working Women's Wednesday episode, it's time to get a little spicy. Matter of fact, no. Yeah, we're going to get spicy because shots fired.
And didn't he get in trouble for that already?
Look, from 15 minutes from around here, Rembert, South Carolina. All of the people that I know that's down there on Mayrant Road, not Morant, but Mayrant Road down in Rembert. A lot of those guys be like, he went to a prep school and all that. They don't know where he grew up at. If they've ever been to Rembert, their story really would change. In school, it's different than being at home. In Rembert, it's not like Columbia. It's not like Camden. It's not like Sumter. Not at all. The way they speak is even different, man. It's way different. But for him to do that and about to get the money that he was about to get, the controversy that came with it, before I send it, what do you feel about that, T? I'll put mine in on it after you. What do you feel about that?
Absolutely stupid. First of all, you already had an issue with them type of instruments. Mm-hmm. So you already had an issue with them type of instruments. It had to sit out. And Dagon then got yourself banned from the league for it.
That's right.
So you won't come out now and just make a gesture Like, dude, and you about to get paid. And it's not like you not good. Because not only are you good and people looking at you, but bruh, they looking at you and then they looking at your little sister because she coming behind you with a whole bad game herself. So that name is carrying some weight.
Mm-hmm.
And you about to fumble a whole bag because you just ignorant and don't know how to just play. Like,
My thing is, I'll say like how the people on ESPN said, doing it. And I'm gonna start from the down. I'm gonna agree with you 100% first, because after you got in the trouble that you got into, excuse me, that should be the last thing in your bag of thinking about on a celebration or whatever it is. Period. I don't care. That should be the last thing you think about doing in the league. But from what everybody else was saying, there's a lot of other players that's doing that. It's so many other people. They're reading too deep into it. I don't think it's suspension. I don't. I think a warning should come to it. And I think the warning is, brother, you know better than that. Them taking it lightly, saying that other people doing it, that's not letting him learn anything. That's why he's still doing it.
Hit them pockets.
The fine was well, but also you got to remember he came from nothing. I think in his mind, as long as I got 1 million left, I don't care. I ain't have nothing. But even with that being said, Ja, come on, man. I need you to be smarter for the people that's 15 minutes away from where I am right now. We rooting for you, bro. We rooting for you. It's kids, you know, from the hood that you came from. They believe they can get out of there and do the same thing that you did. You got to lead that way. I'm going to leave it open, because I think it was bad because of what you've been through, and for it, they've warned you, they fined you. Come on, bro. It's good. It's all good in emotion and everything to do that, but from what you went through in the league, I don't think you should have put yourself in that situation. Outside of that, they reading into it for fining, suspending, and all of that. I don't think that should happen because everybody else is doing it as well.
Way too much. I'm still trying to figure out the NFL doing the nose wipe and talking about something they want to fine that, ban that, and then you got the Packers upset because of the tush push. If you can't do it, just say you can't do it.
Right. Come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be real about things, man. Let's be real about things.
If you don't have the capability to do it and do it successfully, that's on you.
Think about it like this. What if the Eagles, every time they did the tush push, they just did spread offense? They still can get those same yards because you got Saquon and you got Hurts that can run. And if not, they can throw a quick slant anytime they want. I mean, just if you can't do it, just say you can't do it. I'm with you on that, T. Hold on. I'm 100% with you on that right there. Now, with that gun move, you saw Draymond out here dry snitching. Like, oh, referee, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna say nothing about that. Now, come on now. You got a podcast, Draymond. You one of the toughest guys in the league that kick people in the nuts. All kinds of things like this. You're dirty. It's a 10-minute video on the dirt that you've done in the NBA. But you dry snitching on this man. The refs wasn't looking, and you like, look, what is going? Hey, yo, come on. What do you think about that, T?
I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious because he knows if he would have done it, they'd have been all up in here. He's like, no, y'all not gonna sit here and find me because I did the same thing. Everybody be talking about, oh, Draymond. Nah, he's like, no, look.
What Dave
Chappelle don't tell me I'm bad. Don't tell me I'm bad and call everything on me and do everything and point me out, and then y'all gonna just let this slide. No, if I'm gonna go down, everybody going down too. Nope.
Like Draymond said, you got the blackest name. I mean, not like Draymond, but like Dave Chappelle said, you got the blackest name on the planet. I might get away if my name was Greg Smith. But if your name is Draymond Green,
that's just not happening. It's not happening. Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Nope.
But you dry snitching on this man. Okay. All right.
It is what it is.
After that and all of those antics, Steph Curry, I don't know who it was on that team that said what they said to him, but 12 3-pointers.
That man lit. I'm surprised the net wasn't on fire.
52 points.
I'm surprised the net wasn't, because I was watching the countdown when they was like, wait a minute, he's up to this many, he's up to this many. I'm like, this
See,
ain't
who
gonna
was
work.
guarding him? Who was
Nobody.
guarding him?
Nobody. You remember that movie, The Sixth Man with Marlon Wayans and Kadeem Hurst?
Yeah,
He was a ghost.
yeah.
It was the ghost guarding him. That's who it was.
Almost like angels in the outfield type play.
Exactly.
It's all good
That's
for
who-
us. It's all good for
That's
us.
who was guarding him.
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter. You can play the best defense anyway. We're gonna just guide it on up to the basket.
I saw a clip of that man who hit a hook shot from the other end of the court, daggone there in the locker room hallway.
Yeah, Steph. Yeah.
I don't know what he did and who he paid and whatnot to get the skill that he got, but this man, y'all could put a whole unless you actually stand on top of him, you just might as well just let the boys shoot the ball, because
I got the answer to who he paid. He didn't.
Who he paid?
He didn't pay. His dad and them paid way back, but his dad taught him first. Then they let other people train him. But remember who his dad was now? Dell
Curry was a bad boy.
Sixth man of the year, one of my favorites, number 30 out there in Charlotte, man. I cannot lie to you, man.
So.
And that was during, man, when they was first out there with Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson, Johnny Newman. Yeah, man. Kendall Gill, all those guys out there, man.
That's when everybody had the Charlotte Hornets starter jacket. If you ain't had no other jacket, you had
that or the Michigan. It was that, Michigan, or Miami. Those was the popping ones back then. They was expensive.
You was rocking that teal blue starter, boy.
Yeah, man. And that was the only one that had that opposite color like that.
It had the little flap in the pocket. Yeah, I had one of those. I rocked that with my British Knights. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah. That, man, Charlotte was on it back then, man. They really were. Rex Chapman, all those guys, man. They had a squad. They really did.
Realized how talented and how impactful that team really was, because it made you look, because everybody was used to looking at the New Yorks and the LAs and even, Utah and stuff like in San Antonio. It made people really look at the Carolinas.
Man, back in those days, T, and that's the truth. And back in those days, that's when me and my sisters used to collect cards. And my mom had got us all packs because we used to collect them, and she got us cards, and we went and picked through. She had them all out, and we picked. I picked the one with the Larry Johnson with the Sixth Man of the Year award that year. Or no, what was it? I can't exactly remember.
Grandmama himself.
Yeah, Grandmama himself. But I picked that one out right there. It wasn't the Sixth Man award because he definitely wasn't the Sixth Man. I think it was the second draft pick or something like that. But they were lit right then in those times, and I had 33 Alonzo Mourning basketball cards because he was my favorite player on that squad, and that was his number. They were like, man, why you only collect? Man, that was my boy at the time. My Lakers were struggling. They were struggling with a K on it.
Leave Zoe alone. Zoe was a beast.
Come on, dog. He was, man. I'm glad that he finally got him a ring down there in Miami, wherever it was. I'm glad that he got it. I was hurt when he left. I was really, really hurt, but okay.
Yeah, I'm glad he got it before he got really sick, because I think that's what ended up ending his career, is a kidney issue.
So, it sure did. And then when he came back after that, when it was all straight, it was a knee, that final knee injury that messed him all the way up. Yeah. Shout out to Zoe, shout out to the team, but we'll get a little bit deeper before we get into that last topic. This is the last one. NBA. Ant Edwards decided to pay 217 months of child support ahead of time after also paying a woman for an abortion
that she obviously didn't get.
Sexually right or wrong, I said I'm sticking out of this. The only time I'm going to say something is when that money runs out. Because what's that mean?
Okay, so I had a conversation about this. I had a conversation about this, and I was actually told that as a woman, I was wrong for my take. And here is my take on that.
Talk to him, T.
I don't blame him at all. Now, I know, okay, I take it back. I don't blame him for wanting to pay it all up front. Now, what I do blame him and her about, well, him more so, is because you already knew she was about, you already had an inkling of what she was about. Mm-hmm. So that was your responsibility to make sure you were safe and protected.
I know plenty of other players told you to watch out.
To not get yourself in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And when she started, saying, oh, I didn't, she wanted the baby, this, that, and the third. Okay. She looking at dollar signs and looking at a paycheck. You looking at paycheck. You're like, oh, I got his child, so I'm going to get child support, whatnot. She was playing checkers. He went to court and played chess.
Sure did. He got it while he's young. Just got that first contract.
Because now he gonna go ahead and pay all that money up front. So now you got to figure out how to be smart and spread that money out over a number of years. Now, can they? I want to look at it to see if they can go back and adjust anything.
And see, that's what I'm saying. If you did it, but see, you could only if they had that lifestyle. And that's why I go with what you said. It was smart. He prorated it. I'm making this money now. The child or the woman, I'm not with the wife. So the woman, and it's not like she has a lifestyle from my money. I just got this. So right now, instead of it being like this and a whole big hassle, I'll go ahead. What is it? This is the child support payments every month. Take it all right now. Because what that money and me giving it up is going to say, y'all know it by the courts. This is more than what a normal child will get on child support. And if anything happens to all of that money and she wants it to get adjusted, you can tell what's going on with that money. Doesn't matter if I'm getting better or not. I chose to not be in a child's life, which is horrible.
And that's the only person I feel bad for, because the only individual who is innocent and had no parts in this, never mind, is that baby. And I blame her for that part, because I'm pretty sure that man
I blame both of them. I'll give both of them the blame on that. For that, I'll give them both the blame.
Him for not protecting himself, and then her for, going through, as why would you do so? You hurt your own self because you thought you was going to get something out of it. So now you got all the money up. You got a child, and now you got all this money up front. So my fear is that at some point you're going to have a woman who's going to resent a child because the child's father, A, is not in their life, and B, she got to figure out how to stretch this money because she was counting her, what they say, count your chickens before they count your eggs before they hatch or whatever.
Yep.
She was seeing dollar signs, monthly dollar signs of what to help sustain something. And now you got to do like everybody else out here and budget. But you budgeting with a whole lot more than what the rest of us is budgeting with. So you got a head start.
You better be smart. Like I said, I'm staying out of it until I hear her go back to court and want more money. Crazy. I'm going to stay out of it till she want more money. When she wants more money, we'll know why. I'm
wondering if there was a clause. I wonder if there's a clause.
It's no only clause. Think about
with him putting all that money up front. I wonder if there was
and the reason he did it, like I said,
for him to go back and revisit.
Remember, he's going to go up. He just got a big contract. After this, he's going to get a bigger contract. He's going to get a bigger contract, but that would make an adjustment if he was paying it. He paid it all up front. So there's no adjustment because also he's not in the child's life.
They based it off of his income now, right?
Yes.
They based it off of what he makes now, right?
Right. But think about it like this. If you're in that situation and you're paying it monthly, they can adjust it if your jobs go up. They can adjust it. But if you pay it all right now, I got all of this money right now, Judge. We'll pay it. And this is the end of it. They can't reopen it. That's double jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? Nope, you can't do it. You got all
That's
of the
what I
money.
was
You send
wondering.
them to court.
So,
Yeah, you send them to court. This is what you got. But this is what you asked for. He was smart enough. He had the money. That was I can't even say it. Look,
Come on now, dog.
that was a pimp
That's
move
it.
right there, man. It was like I said,
one was playing checkers, the other was playing chess.
I can't give him props or anything for not wanting to be a father. Mm-hmm. I don't know his circumstances. I'm just saying I can't give you props for that, but I can protecting yourself that way when from the jump you tried to do that, and we know what's going on, but you knew that from the beginning. So you should have protected, like T said, protected yourself. So I don't think your take is wrong at all, T. I think your take is real. I'll give you one on that. I think your take is real. I don't think it's wrong at all. I think it's real. And anybody I saw everybody on Facebook today going in on it, and I stayed out of what they were saying because they were really, really taking it bad. And a lot of the guys felt like what we're talking. I mean, we know it was a mistake, but it wasn't just a mistake on his behalf. It was a mistake on her behalf. But
2 adults, y'all should have been smarter than that.
Here's the whole thing. If it's outside of money, where does she work? What is she doing to make it better? If it's all about the child, why is it about his money? Why isn't it about you getting the money, but him also having something to do with the child? You was worried more about how much you can get for it. Nothing had to do with custody or anything. Even if he denied that, if you wanted money and you could have gotten more, if you would have been like, no, I'll take this, but I still want him to be a part of her life. Because then if he went up and the money went up, you still could have probably adjusted, but no, I don't think you could have because he paid it all up front. But I mean, who knows, man?
That child going to end up, you're going to end up later down the line having to put that child in therapy because that child's going to have a complex.
And it's think about it. It's in the media. We're talking about it right now.
It's in the media the whole night. Once that child is old enough to really understand what's going on, people gonna have some questions. There's gonna be questions, and you gonna have to step up to the plate and answer those questions. And
imagine if you have a Hall of Fame career.
Exactly. It's like, are you ready to answer them questions? Because even now, as a parent, I think about some of the things that I've done that I do differently now with my 9-year-old that I didn't do with my 21-year-old. And I have to, and there's questions that come to me and I have to answer them. But when I think about back then, I'm like, I wasn't thinking, is this question going to be a question later? But I don't have that problem. I'm not in the media. I'm not in the spotlight.
And guess what they forgot about? Guess what they forgot about, T?
What?
I told them because they start answering, because I put it up there. They start answering. I said, I got 2 words for y'all, and it's names. Karl Malone. And he didn't even pay all his up front. And
nope,
the woman that he had the child with was 13 years old.
They swept that whole thing got swept. I didn't even know that until I got older. I didn't realize that whole thing until I got older. They swept that all the way under the rug. And
even with that, and after that, the whole post was shut down. Because I know they went and Googled it, and yeah, they saw it. They saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And his child ended up being great. Another one of his childs ended up being great. I mean, come on, man. Hey, if you can talk about Ant like this, you got to talk about Karl, because he said that he ain't want nothing to do with it. He went public with it the same way, but he was more disrespectful with it. And he didn't pay all of the money up front.
He was just I'm sorry. I was not a Utah Jazz fan, but I liked Stockton, but I could not stand Karl Malone.
I never liked him. I like Stockton. I like Hornacek. I like Byron. I like all of those guys out there. I never liked Karl Malone, man. The mailman. I never liked him with that hand behind your head dunk. That ain't fancy. That was trash.
Didn't Weber go out there too at one point?
Huh?
Didn't Weber go out there too at one point?
No, he was in Sacramento.
But I was talking about him. He was out there with Jay Will.
Yep, Vladi and all them boys, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So now
you
shouldn't have been talking shit.
Oh, you mad because I'm styling on you. Oh, you mad because I'm styling on you.
Silence! I can't take this shit no more.
We about to go into this Final Four. Man, this is an awesome foursome. So much to say this. I'll have to look it up, but I don't think in the history of WNCAA, there's been 4 teams with 3 losses in the Final Four. I'm going to have to look that up, T. I don't think that's ever happened, but
I don't think so.
I'm gonna check that out. And before we do the pregame show Friday, because we're not gonna be on here, we might do an instant analysis because it is Friday night. We'll be up, but I don't know about all of that. I'm talking about right now. Man, is 3 teams out here right now. Well, 4 teams out here right now. I'm sorry. That all have 3 losses. That all are elite at what they do.
It's gonna be a great Friday.
I want you to break this down for me and tell me what is South Carolina's keys to victory over Texas.
Coming out the box, coming out the gate.
And Mon Dukes, if you in here right now, you can join in. I know you was quiet for the other stuff. I know you was waiting, and I know you don't want to talk.
With memoirs of government and politics,
they're gonna have to come out. They're gonna have to come out strong. They're gonna have to find looks inside to Fagan. They're gonna have to get Chloe's gonna have to get inside. Hopefully, our outside, they can get some of the outside shots, but they're gonna definitely have to get inside. And that defense,
my mutual TV
seatbelt game is gonna have to be on lock. Now, the one thing that has been done, even with the past 3 times we've seen Texas, each time we play Texas, as much as she talked trash, they've locked Madison Booker up. They've kept her under her average. They're going to have to play super defense because we know what we playing for to try and get to the championship, and they're gonna come playing with a chip on their shoulder because they felt disrespected with the coin flip, and then they lost the conference championship game. So they're gonna come with playing. But if they play their game, they can beat Texas. And the other reason I say that is if you watch that Texas TCU game, that game was painful to watch. It was painful to watch because both teams were shooting like garbage and whatnot. So if they come and play that game, play inside, you're going to have to get Oliker and play up against her, throw her in some foul trouble. Because once you throw her in foul trouble, they don't really have another big. And if we stay out of foul trouble and Sanaya, Chloe, and Joyce can get inside, I think we'll be in that championship game.
I'll say this, and I think those are great keys to victory as well. And I think for USC to do it, and this is one thing I'm thinking, and I could be wrong. I think Dawn has been waiting. Ma, you got to mute your TV, Ma.
Okay.
I think Dawn has been waiting and just been doing her lineup and everything to try to make it different and give a different look when she's in the Final Four, which could be good because you did win those games, but could be dangerous because you're switching to something that you haven't done, if that's to be a reason instead of an excuse.
Correct. And I can see that. I could see that. And I think that was part of the problem. I'm hoping, though, with this span of extra days that they've had, because the one thing about it is everybody got there. So everybody had media day today. So I'm hoping with this span of time that they got there, they've been able to implement and do some different scenarios, different looks, because it's hard to go up against a team multiple times. It's hard to go up against them twice in a season. This is number 4. So they know you know them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna have to you're gonna have to pull some tricks and look at some things that you've never looked at before, but really play. This going to be more of a mental and defensive game than it's going to be a lot than anything else. It's going to be who can play defense and who can be mentally smart. And I think this is where experience in the moment is going to come into play.
Okay.
At least that's what I'm hoping.
Okay, Ma,
that's what I'm hoping.
What you think is South Carolina's keys to victory, Ma?
They have to come out gunning. Okay, they can't come out the way they've been playing the last 3 games with that slow start. Because, like I say, like the coach from Maryland told them, we don't open up the door. We let you see their soft spots. So you better open up your eyes and see what's going on. Okay, she told them that after they played Maryland. Okay, she put that out there for them, and then they came out there in the next game, and what they do, play slow. Okay. And then the next game they play slow. But like I say, I mean, sometimes I wonder about Dawn. I mean, because like Joyce should have been more of a player than what she has been already. Okay.
Am I talking?
From the standards,
Why you saying that, Ma? Also tell T what we were talking about on text and about the freshman of the year awards and stuff that could have happened. Go ahead, Ma.
I mean, Joyce should have been in there right along with Sarah, fighting for that freshman of the year because of the fact that they both played together.
I agree.
They both came up together. I mean,
she said the same thing about Asia.
All them accolades that Joyce got when she was there in Camden, Dawn did not let her shine. None of that. Her coming off the bench was not where she should have been. She should have been in that starting lineup.
That's the truth.
I mean, because Dawn did that same mess to Asia when Asia first came there. Okay. I mean, Asia broke out with hers, but I'm saying, I mean, she's slow dragging them. All right. Malaysia gets in there. I mean, she goes wild because of the fact that she figures she go out there and show off or whatever. Dawn to give her more time, but she's a little wild with it. But like I said, if you give them Dawn, I mean, Malaysia and Joyce should have been in the starting lineup.
Why not?
Raven should have been coming off the bench because of what she's doing or whatever, and she should have developed them to be more than what they are. Okay, and that was in the beginning of the year is what she should have did. Going along, and she didn't see the development. Then go back to her veteran players that she had.
Right.
I mean, because look at UConn. Those freshmen that they had last year, Shade and KK, they ain't had no choice but to be on the starting lineup. Okay, because they didn't have nobody.
And
but look at them now. They're coming off the bench now, but look at what they're doing.
And look, Mom, that's one thing that we were talking about with them, with the rookies from all the teams that we're talking about with USC and UConn. All of those rookies, well, freshmen, I'm sorry, they're ready to play. You don't pick them up if they're not ready to play. And that's what I give. Like I said, I don't have nothing against Don. If UConn is not playing USC, I'm USC. That's where I am. That's where I've been raised. I got nothing against them. But the thing I've seen is she's almost like Cal a little bit with her freshmen. She want them to, I don't know what it is, but Gino don't draft nobody out of high school that can't play with a senior on the court. That's how Sarah Strong and Paige is doing so good together. It's not like I'm finna fight you to do this. And remember what we've been saying the last few months, T, what Mom said earlier. Gino been waiting for Paige to do what Paige is doing now, or they wouldn't have had those 3 losses.
Yeah.
My Duke said this earlier in the year.
She hit that 30-something.
31.
When she hit that 30-something. That's funny. When she hit them 30-something points,
it was 34.
At the last game, your mom was the first person I thought about.
It was 34.
Your mom was the first person I thought about. When I watched
40.
that press conference, and Gino was sitting there smiling. Yeah, and Gino was sitting there smiling, and he had tears in his eyes. That was your mom's comment about was like he was waiting for her, and I was like, it was like a light bulb that went off. And I'm like, girl, why'd you wait so long?
And after, even I had to do my homework and watch some videos, and I was like, look at I didn't know she was this nice in high
You
school.
see,
I never watched her in high
I
school.
think what Paige was doing, she didn't want them to see what was all in her bag.
Saving the bag, like what I think with
She
Cam.
didn't want them all to see what was coming out in March Madness.
Like what I
Just
think
like,
Don doing.
huh?
I said, like what I think Don is doing. I
No,
think
no,
Don
no,
is
no,
trying
no.
to
I
save it,
know
but in
because
a
like
different way. That's why I say
no,
what
but
Don is
yeah,
doing is hurtful. It's
I'm
hurtful
saying,
what
but
Don is doing.
she didn't. I mean, Joyce should be playing a whole lot better than what
And
she's
have more
playing.
experience.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because some of them games when she get out there, I mean, she be looking like she be lost sometimes.
Mhm.
And like I said, I never watched her play in Camden or whatever. I'm just going by what some of the friends and people that I know of her game and stuff like that. And from all the highlights and stuff that she had, I mean, her name should be up there in the lights
It
as
should
well.
be. And I
And I
think they're
mean,
trying to make her.
you don't even hear
And
them talking about her
all of them
unless
play
she has a
together.
big game.
And that's true. And look, that's also T. You got to give her shots for that. They don't even talk about her like how they should. She's not even in the freshman of the year conversation. You know what I mean? They're not even looking at her like that. Like how think about Sarah Strong. I'd put Joyce up there if she gets the time. But you can't get better without the time. You can't get experience without the time.
All of them play AAU.
Yes, they do. And that's year-round basketball. That's nonstop. They got
All of
names.
them.
And Joyce don't have a disrespected name. She's got a great name for the basketball
because
players.
her and Sarah played together.
Yeah.
On the USA team. They played
Hers
together.
and then and then Raven, Malaysia, Ashton, Joyce, what's the other girl? The girl out of Florida State that came out. They all played AAU ball together out in Georgia.
Yep. Playing. And when you have like Mom said, when I don't know if Donna is saving that because you got that unscouted game for in this big time situation, and that would make a lot of sense. But if you don't do that, and it doesn't make a lot of sense, and you lose and you have that, I don't understand how you can do that. Like what we looked at last year in the Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan. You had every weapon. You had the better team. You played your game wrong. You didn't know what you had. Everybody's going now. Next year is trash. We don't know what we're looking at. But going on from that to UCLA and the thing that I was saying about them, and what I think, because I want y'all to finish this on out, because like what Mom said, I'll say lightly on that. I don't think it's fair the whole time Connecticut was playing the day after USC in all of the games. Friday, all of the games are together. The rest isn't the same. People be like, man, you're just saying that as an excuse. If you're a basketball player, if you're a track star, if you're a football athlete, but that rest time is the same.
Crucial.
And we don't have to play the same day like that. They can play that next day after that like that. And they could have saved that championship game for that Monday if it was that serious. Or they could have waited a couple days for it.
When you have Gino, because Dawn said something about it last year, but when you have Gino, Kim.
And Gino said something this year. Gino said something about it.
You got multiple coaches talking about the way they set it up. Granted, the women's game is great and it's bringing more eyes, but you got to do something because that's going to end up having players hurt, getting players hurt.
And they go into the WNBA. Why do that to them?
And right after the championship, like the draft is like what, a week after?
Right. Why do that? Why even? Come on, man.
Ever since they switched from the 4 down to the 2, because UConn always been the one that had to go all the way out there on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to do it like that. All those teams that are on the West Coast should have played on the West. All those on the East Coast played on the East and have somewhere in the middle. Okay, in the middle where they can come and meet together. Okay,
That's
you
right.
got UConn that's way over here on the East Coast.
Upper East Coast, Northeast Coast, to say the least.
You're going over to the west, the Northwest Coast. Okay.
The time difference on the way there and on the way back.
It took them a whole day. It took them a whole day to fly over there. Okay, they got finished playing Monday. Okay, they didn't fly out till Tuesday. Okay, everybody else was off. UCLA and USC was off Sunday. They had Monday to rest. UConn and Texas had Monday to play. Okay,
Yep.
so they didn't get a rest day.
And you had to get back on that plane after that.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't get on the plane. They didn't get on the plane. They didn't get on the plane that night. Gino
No,
said
but
that
then
they were leaving out that Tuesday, that
Mhm.
Tuesday
That
morning,
morning.
and
Yep.
it was going to take them all day to get there.
Mhm.
Okay, because you coming all the way over, you going from coast to coast,
Mhm.
really.
And
Okay,
all
in
while other
Washington,
teams
that's
are
up there.
practicing and getting rest. You
Yep.
can't
And
rest
then,
on
Because
no
of
and
the
then you got
plane.
player.
and then you got media day and all of that.
Yep.
So
You
you
can't
know,
rest on no plane. People think on a plane you can rest and sleep better than on the bus. You can't rest no better on the plane than you can on a bus.
no,
And with
I ain't
everything
gonna,
that's
I ain't gonna.
happening in the
Yes, you
past, you
can.
can't
Yes, you
tell me
can. Yes,
everybody
you can.
anxiety wasn't high.
You can, because on the bus, your butt gets sore. Okay.
That's true.
That's true.
Because it's a
them
longer
12
ride. Yeah,
them
because it's a
12
longer ride.
13 hour
Yeah.
rides from Connecticut to
Yep.
South Carolina. I
Yeah.
know, because I used
Yep.
to ride on my high school days, and I
Right.
used to
Look.
ride cheek to cheek. Okay. You know that. Now on the
Look.
plane, you got
We
an
did that.
hour and a half, 2 hour ride from Charlotte to New Hampshire. Is an hour and a half, 2 hour ride. Okay.
That's
So
true.
you good to go, and you get that nap in, and you wake up, and you're like refreshed. It's like a whole new day. So that
And we
plane ride, sleep,
still
and
got
that bus
time to show
ride,
up to
sleep is
practice
different.
I give
tomorrow.
it
But
out.
still,
I give it that one. I did the Amtrak going 10 hours going from here to DC. So I give it that.
Yeah, Ma, you get one on that right there. I tried to slight you real quick, but you
nah.
get yours
No,
on that.
I'm gonna give it
The
that one.
bus is the worst. The bus is the worst. The train is better because you can get up and walk around.
Yeah, and you
That's
can also
true.
stretch out a little bit better in there while you sit
Right,
down. You got more
right,
sit down room too.
right.
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
because
do do that.
I used to travel with you guys on the train opposed to the bus because you were able to run around. On the
Mhm.
bus, I had to worry about you sitting down and then people getting aggravated and beating me. That was back then, them days when I was a nigga. Then
Right.
I didn't care.
I remember getting off a bus one time and was
Yeah,
holding
we
to
were going to
somebody
New
else's
York.
hand.
We
I
was
don't even remember how old I
we
was,
was
but I
we was
remember
in
that. I was like, "Who
TV
was
was in
you?"
he was 5. He was 4 going on 5. We get off the bus in Manhattan, okay? He gonna follow somebody else around the corner. I'm looking around, asking the twins, where your brother at? Where your brother? Turn around, look, this nigga follow somebody else. I'm like, what? New York? Please.
Yo,
I
you
could have
about
been
to
going out here, T. I could have been going
be
out here, T.
ghost.
I look
Yeah.
up, you ain't my mama, get off of me.
Look,
I
man,
remember that.
you
Look,
about to have your
T,
mama
that's
catch
crazy.
the case.
Look, T, that's crazy. I remember that. I really remember that. I really remember
You
that.
about to have your mama catch a case, man.
Yeah.
Look,
Yes, she
man,
was. Hey, it didn't take long. It didn't take long. It didn't take long. But
don't do
on
that.
the UConn and UCLA thing, I'll say this before I let y'all melt this on down and shred it to pieces. I think Lauren Betts is all they have on UCLA with her Giannis Antetokounmpo style play, but she can't dribble the same. They have to get it to her in the post. So, like I said on Facebook, if they trap the ball full court press, they'll never be able to get the ball down in the paint. Our perimeter defense is way better, and they can stop the ball and stop it from getting her to beat so effectively. It's going to frustrate her, and it's going to make her play even wilder on defense to try to get the ball to make a difference. If we get her in foul trouble, now remember, Mom, what's the big that we got in Connecticut? She comes in, she's the big girl, not strong, but the other big girl.
Jana.
Yeah.
LFE?
She will play rough with her. And we won't miss her fouls. Because if you think if both of them are in foul trouble, we're playing a small game. If we're playing a small game, Paige is going for 55. That's all I got to say. Y'all can eat it away. Like I said, if they trap them full court and don't let her get it, it's going to frustrate her because we got somebody to match her. Because everybody on ESPN was like, who are they going to put on her? We got a body for her.
Got 2.
We got
Because
a body.
2 of them actually.
We got 2 because
Two.
they could use Dana and they could use Ice.
Yep.
because those don't matter. Because if
Mm-hmm.
it becomes too much of a problem with the big, they know that all they got to do is put them smalls in there.
That's
Vets
it.
cannot play with them smalls because you can't keep up.
And,
I was
and
looking at a clip
Exactly.
before. I was looking at a clip before you came on that I can't remember who was they were playing, but she was on the bench. She told the coach that the coach needed to take her out because she was effing tired. Okay,
mhm.
the running back and forth up and down the court. Big
See,
girls like that can't run like that. Okay,
and on
Nope.
UConn, we don't say stuff like that.
no.
You
But
don't
look
do
here,
stuff like
see, that's the difference. Gino conditioned them girls. You see how
that.
many
Military
minutes?
style
You see
condition.
how many minutes Paige and Sarah played in that last game? 40
Mm-hmm.
minutes. 40 minutes. Did they look like they were tired?
I was finna say, look at them at the end of the game.
Did they look like they were tired? Look, and they don't walk to the bench.
Nah.
They don't walk. You never see a
Nope.
player that plays for Gino when they call timeout or the quarter is over, walk to the bench. They run.
You out of
They
there.
run. Okay. And see, Dawn kind of picked up some of that from when she used to coach with Gino when he did the Olympics. She
Uh-huh.
got some of that. But because at one time it was a write up about Gino and they were talking junk about him, about how hard he trained his girls. He would have them out there flipping them
Doing push-ups with
no,
they
no, no, I ain't talking.
they
No, no, I ain't
legs
talking
on
about.
the
No, I ain't
shoulders,
talking about.
all that.
I'm talking about them tractor trailer tires.
Yeah, they was
Okay,
doing
he was
stuff. They
having
was
them
doing hard work.
flipping all that stuff like that. Coaches was asking Gino if they can come and watch his practice and stuff
Nope.
like that, and they
Nope.
picked up on notes and stuff like that, and then they wonder why he has teams like he has. You know,
Not
Exactly.
you
only
got to train. They say train up the child the way you want them to be. Train up a team the way you want them to be. I want y'all to be able to run and don't be tired.
That's right. And
Exactly.
not only
100%.
that, Mom, if you picking up and you condition them like that, it goes back to what I was saying. He don't pick players from high school that cannot start.
Mm-mm.
Look at Chen. I look at Chen in the way that she plays basketball like the Korean or the Asian. I'm sorry, not the Korean, but the Asian player that's from New York. He's not scared to take a foul. He's from the hood. He know how to talk trash to you. All he knows is run fast, get a layup, get a bucket. I'm gonna play defense. I'm back on defense. I don't know nothing else. If my player is open, I'm passing it to him. Otherwise, I don't even have the ball in my hand. But Chen, she's a change of pace. And it's every time the ball is in her hand. If you catch it and you be like, I wonder what she's gonna do, you're burnt. You know what she's gonna do. It's just like Steph. He's gonna run around. He's gonna run around. When he catch it, he might bop you and he's gonna shoot, or he might just shoot. The shot is coming. You just don't know when. And she's looking at your footwork to adjust on how she's gonna do. That was what the big
Exactly.
game.
USC had no answer for her.
Right.
USC had no answer because she
I was
this
watching
one
it
player.
with Shy and they was like, who is that? She was just blowing,
Yeah,
and
she blew
Fudd
past
was
everybody
doing
and
the
went to
same
the
thing.
basket.
Fudd was doing the same thing. How she gets her body length. And I tell my players, if they're guarding you and they're here, you're winning. Because look at your arm. They can't reach out without hitting your body. You're winning.
Yep,
Go. And as soon as they put their hands up, that's a foul. This is not a foul because the hand is a part of the ball. Below here, get it. Give it to them. Let them hit it. Feed it to their hand.
It's gonna be a good game. I got my personal picks. I got a USC UConn final.
I think
I
so.
just wanted,
What's your
keys?
keys? What's your keys to victory on UConn and UCLA before we go to that?
They're gonna have to make sure they have put bodies on bets because you're gonna have to keep them from penetrating that inside and getting that ball to her because that's a lot of their paint. A lot of their points come out paint.
That's right.
So you're gonna have to put bodies on her, and then you're gonna have to play. They can't play zone. They're gonna have to play man to man. You're gonna have to put them. You're gonna have to put somebody on Kiki because Kiki can shoot. You know what I'm saying? Kiki's a great perimeter player, but
you know what? You know what? You know that secret weapon that's been sitting on the bench all this time and ain't been out there doing nothing, but didn't come into the game to the last game. You know who that
Yeah,
secret weapon I'm talking about?
With the dreads?
No, no, no,
yeah.
no. I'm talking about UConn.
Yeah, with the dreads.
No, 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 no.
No, Chin.
I'm talking about Griffin.
Oh yeah,
Adrian Griffin's daughter. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Remember, she is number one defense. Okay.
yeah.
So I mean,
You got to put
Gino's
her.
been saving her, okay? Because she came back, she just came back off of that knee injury.
Right.
He been letting her
Yep.
play some. But you see when she came in that game, how it turned around?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When USC tried to make that comeback, she came in there, she turned it around.
It's gonna be their
And
defense. That and then
I think he's going to use her for Kiki if he sees some problems with that. But I think as far as Betts is concerned, I think he's going to probably put Jenna on her and let Sarah maybe do a little backup or whatever. But then when they go small, let Sarah handle her because Kiki couldn't do nothing with Sarah.
nope, not at all.
No,
I-
none of these players in here this year was able to do anything with
Like
Sarah.
Jano said, she warm up like Carmelo Anthony. She can
I'm-
score all night if you want her to do it. But
I'm-
the sad thing about it, if you try to double team or if you try to go to that, one thing that the other three teams do not have, and this is no hate, because like I said, I'm cheering for USC. God forbid my UConn Huskies lose. Because that's the only teams I'm worried about right
I
now.
don't think so.
UConn and USC. But
Yeah,
the thing that they're forgetting, none of the teams that's left have an answer for Paige buckets. None of them.
oh nope.
Not one. Not one. Now look, this is the hard thing about what's going on that's going to be left when it's going to be left up to politics if they choose to do that. Paige, like I said, I went back and watched how she did, and I listened to what my mom said. That's why I went as a coach and had to do my scouting. I was like, yo, where's all of this? She does her defense. Her hands are quick, just like Sarah's is quick, just like AZ's, just like Chin's is. Their hands on the ball on defense is way better than their IQ is offensively. That's why a lot of their points come from transition. But when you break them down in a half court game, all four teams, there's nobody stopping Paige buckets. She can score on all three levels just as well as Strong can. And when you have Strong and buckets on the same team, that makes it harder for everybody else to stop Paige by herself. Because if you focus on stopping her, Strong is going to have one of the best nights ever. That's why she is.
What you call them, Pete? What you call them, Pete? Strong buckets.
Strong buckets, yeah, together, strong buckets. But like I said, outside of that,
you have to pick your poison.
You got to. And with USC, the thing that they have to do, Dawn got to break that down to 7-man instead of 10. And with her 7-man, she got to have her rookies in there doing what she got them there to do. She can't go out there like,
yeah, they're gonna have to come to play.
Yes, foul trouble and everything.
They're gonna have to come out. You can't come out, so they're gonna have to come out firing. Like, yeah, that's just, there's no other way to say it. They're gonna have to come out with their foot on the gas like we had a drag race. When that tree hit the green, you had to have to put that foot on the gas and just leave it there.
All right.
That's what it's going to take to get to the championship game. But my picks are USC and UConn, the final game.
That's
going to end up being.
What's yours, Mom?
I'm a Carolina girl, and I would love to see Carolina win, but it's going to be a toss-up.
What's yours, Mom?
UConn all the way. I'm just going to say it just like that.
But versus who? Who you think they're going to be playing against, Mom?
UConn all the way. UConn gonna play against USC, and they gonna take care of them because, like I said, they're gonna come out saying that they got a vengeance to get them back from the other game.
But that don't matter. That wasn't a game that USC had an off game. That was a game they got beat straight up.
And
They
like I
played
said,
a good game, but it wasn't.
But they're saying they're going to say that they're coming back with a vengeance. Okay,
They're going to say
but
that.
Paige says she wants to be her name up on the lights with everything else that she has proven already. She done got scores and everything, but it ain't nothing if you don't have that chip. She wants that chip.
And
Okay?
remember this, Mom. She been in the Final Four all 4 years of her career. Only thing she don't got that all of the scoring elite that she's up there in contention with is that championship.
That's what I'm saying. And see, and they stole that one from her last year because they wanted to give Caitlin Clark the opportunity to get a chip. But like I said, I mean, I don't usually root for the Gamecocks,
that
but I
should have
was
been
all
USC,
for
UConn too.
the fact that I knew what they was doing because there was no way that that they beat
That
UConn.
last play. Yep.
There was no way.
I mean, they were
That
playing
last play,
six players against a whole team. Come on now, y'all. I mean, there was games where they was scared to play
that
because
last
only
play
had
still bitter.
6. Yeah. I mean, they looked at it, but that girl wasn't moving nowhere. But like I said, they wanted Iowa to go and play against, and they thought that Clayton was going to be able to go down there to South Carolina and do something. Dawn said, no, don't y'all let that girl come down here and do that.
They got the plan that they wanted because what they did with that made the WNBA better, and that brought all of those views up for the NCAA women's, because now I have not watched one men's tournament game, but I've watched so many of the women's games this year, period. Just like even in the NBA and the WNBA, I'm ready for the WNBA to go ahead and crank back up because I'm more willing to watch their games. But before we get out of
watching Unrivaled, I'm ready.
I'm gonna give y'all because it's
hold
you
up
and
before we get to that.
Oh, go ahead.
Before you get to that, I got one question.
Yeah,
one question. Now we done talked all about women's basketball and all about these different things. Olivia Miles hitting the portal.
Ooh.
You got Olivia Miles, Kovac, and one other girl. So you got 3 players out of Notre Dame that hit the portal, and then you got Sanaya Smith and Lash Terpoa out of LSU that hit the portal.
Where do you think they going?
I don't know, but I want to know what's going on at Notre Dame. At Olivia, who's been there all 4 years.
You know, just like some of the commentators are saying, just because she went to the portal don't mean that she's leaving. Okay, she might be going in there to get that money. You know, so you got to look at it that way too. Because I thought about it too. I'm like, okay, I mean, what's going on? But then again, she might not want to be playing in the shadows of what's her name? Because I mean, this will be her last year. She might want to break out year herself. You know, true. So she might want to go somewhere where she can be the star and whatever, and up her ante for when she goes for her draft next year. But I said,
but where could she go?
Oh, there's plenty of places where she can go. I mean, she can go out.
I know. Where would you? Okay, where would you? Where would you see her?
TCU. She can go out there to TCU.
True. Yep, because they're losing. They losing Haley and they losing.
Right. And look. I don't know if her style game plays along with ours. But you know, Gino, he don't mind going to the portal and getting a graduate.
You don't?
A 5th-year student. Okay.
He don't. As long as they're gonna work it. If they fit in that system, he'll do it.
The past 2 years when he did that, he came out good.
Yep.
Because he went and he got Dorfman
it's good.
Lopez Senecal. He went out there. He got some good ones when he got them, and then went and got 10 this year. So I mean, he does pretty good when he goes to the portal. So.
That's true. Yeah, I can see her at UConn. I can see her at UConn playing with AZ because that give I can see that. I could definitely see that.
Here's what makes me so mad, man. Here's what makes me so mad, man. And I'm just get on this and get off of this real quick. Man, Gigi was about to be playing in UConn, man.
Yep. This would
I
have been her
know.
year coming in.
That'd been,
Yeah.
Mamacita
would've
was
been-
about to be balling on him, man.
that would have been.
And then she was as
nice.
good as what she was then, man. Imagine, and was
Look, it
gonna
would've
be
been- it
under
would've- look,
Gino
that would have been her and Sarah.
for
They
real.
would have been. They would have ran a Stewie.
For
They
man,
would have ran a Stewie.
I believe it. I
They
believe
wouldn't-
that.
I mean,
They would have ran a
just-
Stewie.
just being serious about that right there. Every other team in WNCAA would have been on notice on that
Look,
right there.
Yep.
And you think the ratings are up now?
Yeah. And Kobe daughter, UConn, man,
Yeah.
Kobe knew what he was doing. He
Look,
knew.
even-
He knew.
Look, even if they weren't coming to see Gigi, they won't come because they won't figure they're gonna see him there.
He was gonna be there.
Exactly.
You know he was gonna be
He
there.
wasn't playing no more. He was gonna be out there.
Mm-hmm.
They would have
The
been
one thing
cheering
that man was about his daughter. So yeah.
Oh yeah, because he used to call up Gino and ask him tips that he could use when he was coaching, how to coach some of them girls when he was coaching them girls.
Mhm.
So you know,
Mhm.
yeah,
It'd have been
Yeah.
it'll definitely be, that would have been nice to see.
yeah,
That still is a sad situation all the way around. You know,
yeah.
I couldn't imagine being Vanessa losing my husband and my daughter at the same time. The fact that
Right.
she's still as strong as she is, give her credit. And I know she probably went to grief counts and all those things and whatnot, because that's a hard. I couldn't
Yeah,
even
it's hard.
imagine. I don't
It's-
even
it's-
want to
it's-
imagine.
It's never good for a parent to lose a child, but also to lose a husband at the same time, man. That's horrible right there, man.
Yeah.
What would y'all want to do?
Yeah.
Y'all want to do a 5-1 answer, or do y'all want me to pick a team and y'all name those players? Y'all go head to head like that. We going head to head. We going head to head. I got Tia and I got Mama. Hold on, let me put my name in the middle, and we're going to do this.
Me and Mom
I'ma
was like,
pick a team.
wait a minute, how do we do this? What are we doing?
I know.
I'm gonna pick
I-
the team. I'm gonna pick the team. All y'all got to do is name players. Y'all go back and forth naming players. You can name coaches
Okay.
or anything on this team. Where would
Okay.
y'all like to do this, on an NBA team or a NCAA women's team?
Let's stick to women's basketball since that's it's women.
All right.
It's Women's Wednesday.
That's fine.
Let's
Look, long as we talking about basketball, it don't matter to me. NBA or NCAA. Long as
All
we
right.
talking about basketball, because you put me in football too, you can have it. Ain't
All right.
even gonna try. Look, I have to go
Look,
back
I'm-
to the 70s and name all the old Pittsburgh, all the old Pittsburgh
I
players.
ain't mad at
That's
it.
all
I
I
ain't
know.
mad
She
at
told the
it.
truth. See, she told the truth. See, she told the truth.
I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad
All
at
right.
it.
All right, so I'll do it like this. We're gonna go from, I'm gonna make it easy for y'all. We're gonna go from
Thank
the Los Angeles Sparks.
Ooh, Lisa Leslie.
Candace Parker.
Denisha Milton. She got two last names, but I can't think of the other one.
Nika Kumate.
Hey,
Zion
but
Cook.
look, Mom, because you were saying it. Don't say If you say that's an automatic loss. I didn't say the rules. I didn't say the
All right.
rules. We'll
Yeah,
go from
all
there. If you say that's a loss, or if it take 3 seconds for the answer. All right, we're gonna go from here. Who was it on right now?
It's on me. Question.
Okay.
Does it have to be past the current player? Or can
It
be a
doesn't
past
matter.
player?
And look, it can be past, present, future, and it can be coaches as well. Even if you know
Zion
somebody
Cook.
that worked at the hot dog stand.
Zaya Cook,
Michael Cooper.
Cameron Brink.
Rakia Jackson.
Ooh, that was my last. That was mine.
You out of here? Oh, T, you out of here.
Look, I was coming back.
look.
I had one ready for you. Kia Nurse.
Look, Ma, I got a fresh bag for you, Mom. For this lovely Women's Working Wednesday. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw how we did it. We had a great show for everybody that tuned in. And if anybody that has been watching wants to go ahead and tell me who What's better than Spud Webb in that dunk contest? I got a bag for
No.
you too. I got a bag for you too, man.
How did Keith Sweat say? Nobody.
Let's get it. All right. So before we get out of here, man, my dudes, run your shots out. If you got any shots out for anybody.
Shout out to all the UConn, South Carolina fans. I'm just gonna go with those two there because there's nobody else don't matter.
Let's get it. T, where you at with it, T?
Oh, shout out to the Hater Debate family, the Hater Debate crew, everybody. Mom Dukes for coming on and chopping it up with us and chopping it up with me. I appreciate that. I didn't feel by myself today. No, I'm stop.
Mom, she be missing you out here. She be missing you.
Look, I can only come on when you're talking about basketball. Like I told you, talk about anything else, I ain't got no answers for you. I gave up football
Yeah, I know
when the
that's
steel
true.
curtain went down. When the steel curtain went down, that's when I went down.
She was with Jerry.
Amen.
Look, T. She was with me during the Jerry Rice era. After
And that was
that,
about
it was
it.
all the way over.
After that,
it
it
was
was-
all
after that,
the
it was
way
over.
over. After that, yeah, it
Yep,
was all
that
over.
was all over.
Nah,
But
shout
yeah.
out to everybody, to my family, people, everybody that's watching. Shout out to Team Blaze Track Club. Them kids, they had a meet last weekend. They did their thing. So, and just we keep doing it, we gonna make it do what it do. Work, school, and everybody else.
You already know, man. With me, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Big shout out to y'all, man. We building the plane while we flying it, and like I told y'all, only thing we not building is landing gear because we not coming down. We gonna keep on going up. Shout out to everybody on the Hated Debate crew. Extra love for the Women's Working Wednesday squad that's in here with me, Mom Dukes and T, the first lady out here. We're doing this. Y'all check us out every Wednesday. If y'all don't want to see the men view, y'all check us out on these Wednesdays when we out here. And women, if y'all out here, y'all want to do it, be respectful and you can get on the show. If not, I'll hit that mute button on you. But outside of that, shout out to Shy Boogie, shout out to Black, the whole Hater Debate crew, shout out to Planet Vapor, shout out to Blind Fury, shout out to Corey Rockbottom Davis, shout out to Southpaw Prince, all of the sponsors, and shout out to y'all, man. Until next time, y'all have a good night. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all getting on the show with me tonight, man. I definitely do, T. I definitely do, man. I'll talk to y'all soon. We out of here.
Good night.
Here to bring you the facts, data, and statistics up close and personal. Letting you decide if it truly is